Hey everyone, this is your old friend Gary. We're out here turkey hunting. Ran into a bunch of dewberries, and so we're going to pick some and we're going to make a cobbler with them here probably tonight, so they're still fresh.
So when turkeys don't cooperate, we improvise.
So we will most likely videotape us cooking this cobbler. We'll see y'all around the campfire.
Hey guys, y'all saw us pick some berries today. Now we're going to cook them. This is a simple recipe. It's the same one that Gary taught y'all on an episode a few weeks back. Remember, it's a 1-1-1 ratio: 1 flour, 1 sugar, 1 milk, and 1 butter, 1 stick of butter. But in this case, we got a little bit more berries than that, so I'm going to do 1.5 of all. So 1.5 flour, 1.5 sugar, 1.5 sticks of butter, and little vanilla, and also don't forget your baking powder. When Gary did, he did a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to do a little bit more than that. I'm just going to eyeball it. But first, we got to get these berries on. As you know, that he kept a peach cobbler, so we didn't have to sweeten it. These guys, if you're going to pick fresh fruit, you're going to have to sweeten it. So I'm going to take these berries, and I'm going to add about a cup of sugar. Now, y'all guys are going to think this is too much. If you've ever made jelly, you'll know that jelly is all sugar with a little bit of fruit juice in it. So don't be shy. Now, one of the things too that I find interesting is that back on the trail in the day, they didn't have fresh fruit. A lot of times they would carry dry fruit with them and hydrate it, and they would make their cobblers with some dry fruit. All right, on the fire it goes. And it'll sit there. Once it starts simmering, we'll add it to. We'll start making the cobbler. Once it starts simmering, we'll add it to the cobbler. Guys, as you can see, we're not cooking at the chuck wagon today, but I just want to show you where you can cook. If you have a fireplace, outside and inside, if it's deep enough, we're going to cook on a fireplace. As you can see it behind me, I've got the butter melting right now in the Dutch oven. I've got the berries cooking, and now we're going to mix our wet dry ingredients together. Now here I already have the flour, and as I told you earlier, we're doing a 1.5, so this is 1.5 cups of flour. I have a little more than 2 tablespoons of baking powder already in there, so we're going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. Going to eyeball it a little bit. There's about a cup, 1.25 cups. Let's make it sweet. One more little. All right. Don't forget your milk. 1.5 cups of milk. There's 1. There's 1/2. And don't forget your vanilla. We don't like vanilla extract around here. We like the good stuff. If I can get it open. Add how much you like. I'm going to add probably a little more than a tablespoon. I like vanilla, but add how much you like. And now we're just going to stir. Stir all these ingredients together. And as you can see with that vanilla in there, how it turns a little brown. And while I'm sitting here stirring, I always have to remind you guys, we're new at this, so please forgive our amateurness. We'll get better as we go along, but I just hope every time y'all watch them, you get something out of these videos. And of course, I'm not technological savvy, and so I'm trying to get our Facebook page together, but try our Facebook page, Cowboy Cooking with B. Mac and Gary. But always when you come on here, please like and subscribe. And again, I think I've mentioned this in some previous videos. There's an unlike button on there too, but it doesn't work, so you don't have to push it. Just the like button's the only one that works. All right. So all of this is mixed up. We're going to wait for the butter to melt and the berries to heat up, and we'll be good to go. And y'all see me come back here. We'll put it in the oven. Put everything together. We'll be back. Let's check on the butter. Butter is melted. As you can see again, We went ahead and put some aluminum foil in there. You can use parchment paper. Heck, you don't have to use anything at all. But this just makes cleanup a lot easier. So I'm gonna set this down and we're gonna add, first we'll add the liquid ingredients. And I've got a 12-inch Dutch oven here, guys. This thing, if you're using a 12-inch, you can also do 2 cups of flour and 2 sticks of butter, because it's big enough for it. And we could have done that today, but we just didn't have enough berries. And now I'm gonna add the berries over the top of it. And you can see the juice that comes out of this berry. When you do that, it's kind of equivalent of when you're adding a can of peaches to your cobbler. And now we'll add the lid back. And we'll add some coals to the top. Now again, as Gary mentioned when he did these cobblers before, very little on the bottom because you don't want it to burn, and then add most of your heat to the top. But see guys, y'all can do this too. Get your fireplace. And one thing again, I'll tell you, it's once you start baking, it's always good every few minutes, maybe every 15 minutes, quarter turn on the lid clockwise, quarter turn on your pot counterclockwise, and it'll make the heat, it'll make your cobblers burn a little even. I'm gonna add one more little stick. And hopefully in about 30 minutes, we're gonna be eating a Dewberry Cobbler. Add some homemade vanilla ice cream on top of that. You got yourself a party. We'll be back.
Video.
So you think it's time to check the cobbler?
Let's check it.
Man, it sure turned out to be a gorgeous spring day today here at Deer Camp. Let's see what it looks like.
My lid lifter. I need to thank Gary for being behind the camera for most of this video. Now we got our friend Bobby behind the camera. And if you'll pan in, Bobby, we'll see what it looks like. Oh yeah. Now that's a cobbler that's fit for a king. And you'll notice I love a lot of berries in this one. Oh yeah. This berry, I had about 2 cups of berries. For 2 cups of berries, typically you can do 2 cups of the milk and the flour.
In other words, do a double batch.
Yeah, double batch. But I like a lot of berries, so I just added a cup and a half of all of our ingredients. But there you have it. Now we're gonna go and eat that and enjoy ourselves. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And as Gary likes to say,
Y'all keep cooking and we'll see you around the campfire.
y'all take care.